Veloster is back in action, finally. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of mixed emotions. I might throw this car away in 2 months. I'm just kidding, maybe. I don't really know yet, but you probably can't even see me. It's really dark in here. But we can finally actually take the Veloster places, and it's great. I know how much y'all just love me doing a car startup and then talking to the camera for a little bit and then cutting to a clip a little bit later, actually a lot later, but for you, just like a few seconds later. I know how much y'all love that, so you're welcome for the startup. All jokes aside, heading home. One of my mods for the Veloster, mods, again, just quotes, really not a mod, but a little interior cosmetic piece should be here at my house today. So we're gonna go home and hopefully get that. Again, hopefully. I'm not really sure that it's here. It's been almost a month though, so it better be here. Alright, well we got the Veloster's carbon fiber key along with a package. So let's go ahead and get this opened up. I've been kind of hinting at this for a little while. We did some modifications. I keep putting them in air quotes, well, because none of the things we did in the last video are modifications. And not only that, they don't change the performance of the car and really don't change the looks of the car that much at all. And so while they are cosmetic mods and they are just changes and styling updates that I made, they're not really modifications. So I'm calling them modifications for the sake of the videos, but they're not really modifications. I get that. This also isn't really modification, so it's a mod to the Hyundai Veloster. First things first, you can't install something without first unboxing it. We might not even need a knife, but yep. No knife required. Kind of sad. Using knives is fun, but boom. This is actually really nicely packaged. So I found a company that makes these little seatbelt shoulder pad things in any color for any car. So we have Veloster in blue and Turbo in gray, along with the trim is also in blue, and it's black leather, so it'll match the black leather of the car. And whenever I was looking at modding the Veloster, my color scheme idea was to go the matte gray that it is with blue accents. So this just worked out perfectly, not to mention that I just like the blue. And so this came about, one, because I really liked the way that they looked, but two, because there was one time I was driving the Veloster, and I don't remember what it was, but the seatbelt got pulled tight, dug into my shoulder, and I was like, I wish I had some of these shoulder pads. So I got a set of 2. There are technically 4 seats in the car, so I did think about getting another set of these, but at $50 a set, I just went ahead and got 2 because I wasn't about to spend $100 on shoulder pads. So we have these for the front seats, which is normally where I have people riding anyway. But anyway, enough talk about that. Let's go ahead and get these opened up and out of their package. They actually feel really nice. But just Velcro right there, down there, to put around the seat belt. You have this nice felt interior with actually some decent padding. Those are probably actually going to feel really good. And you just Velcro them over the seatbelt, and it reads Veloster Turbo. So let's go get these installed in the car. Alright, we have the Veloster. It's still dirty. I've yet to wash this car. I've owned it for 4 months for sure, and well, maybe 6. But anyway, besides the fact that I don't really take care of the outside of this car, I am planning on taking care of the inside. So we have these. I realized that while they are leather on this side, I didn't even notice this, but they're Alcantara on the back, which is really, really nice, so they are going to be really super comfortable. But anyways, let's get these installed in the seatbelt, which actually, it would probably help to not be in the car. So let's get out of the car, and instead of trying to get a good angle on this, I'll just show you once they're installed. Alright, we got one installed on the seatbelt right here, so it is going to kind of make the seatbelt sag a little differently because this can't go all the way in now, but that's a small price to pay. We're going to try and get in the car and put this on and see what it looks like when it's on, or how it feels, really. But it looks great on there. There's no way to stop this from being a weird angle, so we have it right there. You can kind of see it, not really, but it's on there, and I mean, there's not great lighting, so you can't really see it that well, but it reads Veloster Turbo on my shoulder. So I'm gonna get out of the car, look through the window with the seatbelt actually buckled in so that you can see it. Alright, so there we go. It would just kind of sit on your shoulder like that. Pretty nice. So that is the seatbelt obviously strapped in on no one, but it reads Turbo on my seats already. Now it reads Veloster Turbo on there. Pretty cool. Let's go around to the front. So if I were driving in my car and you looked in, you would be able to see that on my shoulder. Here, we'll roll the windows down. So now you can see it reads that on the seat belt, and from right here you can get a pretty good view of that. And then if you were to unbuckle it and just kind of let it go in, you can see it just kind of chills right there on the side, reading Veloster Turbo right over in the corner. So nice, small, simple little thing, and hopefully will make driving kind of nice. But yeah, we're gonna get the other one installed. Again, not a huge mod, but kind of cool, and I'm definitely going to enjoy having these in my car. And here we go, we have the second one installed right there, just like that. I'll go ahead and unbuckle the seatbelt, and you can see, again, just kind of sits there off to the side. My camera is not focusing, so sits off to the side, out of the way, and yeah. We have this one just like this, that sits just like that. Small little mod, doesn't change the car a ton, but should make the driving experience a little bit nicer, and it's just a cool little detail thing that, well, I really like it. So yeah, slap a like on the video for that. I think that that was a really good little small interior mod. So now we have these on our seat belts. If we hop in the car, we have our little Hyundai things down there, and the ring around is actually paint to sample with the gray paintwork of the car. And then the last little thing that we did was our key fob is now carbon fiber, which has been kind of sick now that I actually have the car back and I've been carrying this around in my pocket. Not to mention the fact that I personally like it, but if I ever drop my key on the floor or I take it out, set it on a table or something at school, people think that a carbon fiber key is sick. Whenever I don't have a passenger, I can just look over to my right and, well, I'm never going to be able to forget what car I'm in now that I have these. Small little mod right there. Hope you enjoyed watching that. And, well, back with the rest of the vlog. We got some Cane's chicken. It is definitely a good day. Alright, so we barely got to school this morning. Distance to empty is completely dashed out. We have our fuel light on, and the bar still empty is on empty. Also, we've been having a small little, like, knocking sound, so I'm going to go ahead and fill it up with 93 instead of 87 octane, and we'll see if that fixes it. If not, probably run some tank flush through it. And yeah, but we need gas like right now. We barely made it to school this morning. And let's go. Ooh, we actually have fuel. This is amazing. We fueled her up with 93 octane. We're gonna try that out. We're gonna see if that actually works. There's basically, whenever I accelerate in second and third gear, around from 3,000 to 5,000 RPMs, the car will kind of bog a little bit, and then it sounds like right down in there somewhere is this weird ticking sound. First I thought it was transmission, but I don't actually think it's trans. I think it's just the engine kind of stalling every once in a while. So we're trying 93 octane. It could be knocking, it could be a little stalling. So we fueled her up with 93 octane. It costs $37, which is not great. One, gas prices are already a little elevated from where they were. Two, it's now premium fuel. But anyways, we got her all fueled up, shouldn't be a huge deal, and now we can go ahead and head home. Hopefully the problem is gone. The roads are a little wet, so I can't take it too aggressively, but at the same time, I am going to test to see if that is gone or resolved. So let's get some traction control off, get her into sport mode. Alright, we made it home, but that didn't fix the problem. It's still happening. It hasn't thrown a check engine light in a while, and the actual bogging of the car is down, but in anywhere from there to here, in certain conditions, it'll make this ticking sound. It's this really weird sound, and the car just feels weird. So I'm gonna drive it again right now. We're going to get my sister, and we'll see. It's obviously not killing the car, but it is annoying. I'm basically trying to gather as much data as I can from driving the car, so that I can tell a technician or something like that, or maybe it'll go away, who knows. It happened again, so the check engine light is blinking, and look, it just went away. So I don't even know what's happening anymore. This is editing me. I just realized I didn't actually vlog this portion, but the car got a permanent check engine light, which normally I wouldn't care too much about, but it's the fact that it kind of put itself into limp mode, and throttle is just like dead. So we took it to the shop. This next clip is coming home from the shop, so sorry that I missed that, but now you have context. I can barely see it, but there's a C8 Corvette over there. Okay, you're welcome, YouTube. And after that one clip, you're back to editing me, because apparently I was really slacking on the vlog this week, but we got the car fixed. We went ahead and had them check it. They scanned the ECU. Basically, I'd just been driving it a little too aggressively, the ECU ran a code that I had stayed over 5,000 RPMs for too long period of time. It thought that the throttle valve was basically stuck open, so it went ahead and threw the car into limp mode. So they cleared that. It's driving okay again. So this next clip, we now have the car back and it's fixed. And the steering wheel also had this weird knocking problem. Apparently it's very common on Kias and Hyundais. So we went ahead and had them replace the little rubber bearing that gives out over time and causes that. So now my steering wheel is nice and smooth. So now, once again, that you have context for this next clip, on with the vlog. Alright, this car is an absolute disaster, but, I mean, at least it's running. Just to prove it's running. Alright. This car has actually been running pretty great recently, so, well, it had a little issue. We took it back to the shop. It ended up being great. So, well, it wasn't great, but they fixed it, and now it is great. Also, the steering wheel used to rock once it went through the midpoint, but we went ahead and got that fixed. There's a little bearing, so now steering wheel is good. So everything is good with this car now. So, yeah. Learned something about the car through the whole experience and everything, but, not really sure what we're gonna do. I don't know if I'm getting a new car. I don't know when, and I don't know if I'm planning on modifying this car or what. So I really don't have a lot of information for y'all right now. But anyways, there is something kind of around the corner that I need to research a little bit, but I might be getting a job soon. So, yeah, that could be interesting. Alright, so the Veloster Turbo is running great now. After all of the things we've done to it, all the money we've put into it, it better be running great, but it is, which is a great thing. So the current plan is I'm just going to keep this car, take it into college, do all the stuff with it, because at this current stage in life, it really doesn't make a lot of sense to just throw a ton of money at another car when now we've already thrown a good amount of money at this car, and it's finally working. It doesn't really make sense to find more money just to get another car. So, yeah, because the other thing is, getting another car like a Mustang would then result in me not having enough money to modify said Mustang, which is just exactly what I would want to do with that car. So that time will come, we'll wait, we're keeping the Veloster for now. If it breaks, that's a different story, we'll have a conversation at that point, but for right now, it's running fantastically, and I'm keeping it. Now, as far as modifying it, not really sure. Modding it is still up in the air for sure. I would love to, but I don't want to be modifying it until I am secured in the fact that everything's working fine and that it is going to serve out its life for me, what I need it to. And if it does, then we can start talking about modifying it. But that's not fun, so let's talk about modifying it right now. One thing that probably needs to happen is blacking out the emblem, simply because this car is matte gray with gray wheels, or silver wheels, but it's matte gray with no chrome on it. Door handles are matte gray. There's no chrome on these. There's no chrome up here, except for in these light housings. But besides that, it's just the emblem. And back here we have another two emblems that are chrome, along with a turbo badge, which is red, outlined in chrome. But besides that, the whole car isn't chrome at all. So those might need to turn matte black. As far as larger mods, really just wheels, because these wheels are pretty ugly, not to mention the last owner kind of gashed them up with some curb rash. So some new wheels would be nice. A new exhaust system, because this car currently sounds like a vacuum cleaner, so to get a catback exhaust system on there would be great. Besides that, maybe a spoiler could be really, really cool. And those are probably really the only big mods. Maybe a cold air intake. But besides that, that's really it. Then, I mean, a bunch of small things that I have. Like maybe some new headlights. Because these are great, they work. But they've kind of yellowed a little bit over the years. This car is a 2013 after all. It's 2021. So some new headlights that aren't as yellowed, along with maybe, getting some new stuff in the headlights. Besides that, maybe some accents. I did talk about turning this little front lip and those side skirts and this silver diffuser line all matte blue, which could be pretty cool. Not really sure what color combo I'm going with, so they might also look great in a matte black. But I did do a render of them in matte blue, which I need to clean up a little bit before I show you. But just to get an idea, I'll do one in matte black and one in matte blue, and probably flash those up on the screen right now. As far as the interior, I think we're pretty much done. I considered getting a carbon fiber steering wheel, but the carbon fiber steering wheel I wanted to get is $800, and that's more than the full catback exhaust system I'm planning on getting for the car. So that's probably not going to happen. Besides that, we've already done these little things right here on both seats. We put some cup holder inserts in here, and I really don't know that there's much else to do. The interior of this car is pretty sick on its own, and is honestly kind of alien-like with this whole thing, and then these like floating door handles being the way they are. It's all kind of cool on its own, so I don't really know what else I would do to the interior. Maybe a new shift knob, but this one is working great. I have no reason to get one, but I could. The pedals are already a really cool race chrome. So yeah, there really isn't much I would do. Maybe if I can find a different start-stop button, instead of saying engine start-stop, maybe something else. There's already this nice LCD light around the start-stop button, so to maybe have that accent something that says Veloster or Turbo, or the Hyundai logo, honestly, like that logo right there, could be pretty sick. I don't even know if they make that. The floor mats say Veloster. The seats say Turbo. There's not really much to change about the interior of this car. A lot of Veloster owners wrap this portion, the trim on the steering wheel, the trim around the vents and around the door handles, and these door handles right here. They usually wrap them all a color, which I could do. I could pop them all out and vinyl wrap them. But at the same time, that's a lot of work for an interior that already looks pretty great, so not really sure that I would do that. Besides that, I'd love to get some paddle shifter extensions for this car, because this car is rocking some really small paddle shifters. You probably can't even see them. Boom, there you go. They're rocking really small paddle shifters, so to get an extender at the end where your fingers actually touch it would be pretty sick. We did that to the Mustang throughout the entire time I was vlogging. I actually did it before I was vlogging, so the entire time that you saw the Mustang, it had large extended chrome paddle shifter extenders made out of aluminum. I haven't been able to find any real paddle shifter extenders for the Hyundai Veloster, so while there are some that I found, I would have to buy them and test fit them, but I'm not sure that they would fit. So that's a maybe, but that's really the only thing I've considered doing to this interior. Besides that, the interior is honestly pretty great. So it's really just exterior and then engine mods that I'm actually considering. But yeah, anyways, really nice to have the Veloster working great again, and really nice to be looking forward to a future where we're modifying this car instead of throwing it in the trash. I know I was kind of the one that wanted to throw it in the trash at the idea of getting a Mustang, but again, like I said, to get a Mustang, I wouldn't be able to mod it because I'd put all the money into getting the car, versus with this car, I can mod it instead of getting a new car because I already have this car. So, kind of just makes sense. And we might be keeping this for a good amount of time. So, comment down below what you think about modifying this car and about this car in general, and what mods you're excited to see, what mods you think I should reconsider, and what mods I haven't considered that maybe I should consider for the first time. And while you're already down there, slap a like on this video and subscribe. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I really, really do. Well, anyways, guys, that is going to do it for today's episode. This episode went a little bit longer, not really, almost 20 minutes though, so sorry about that. Anyway, I hope you're stoked for the Veloster build. I know that I am. I know that the past few videos have been kind of chaotic. We've gone from, are we going to keep the Veloster, are we going to throw it away, get something else, are we going to get a Mustang, we're going to get a Hyundai Genesis, a 370, even Tesla was thrown around for a little while there, or keep this car, modify it, or keep this car but leave it stock because it's not my favorite car in the world. But as of right now, it makes the most sense for me to keep this car because it's now running, and a lot of money was put into keeping this car running relative to what the car is actually worth, so it makes sense to, now that I have it running, actually keep it running and keep the car itself. And if I'm going to keep the car and it's running well, I might as well modify it, get the full potential out of it. Maybe not the full potential. I mean, we're not about to put a massive turbo in this thing. The stock turbo will be fine. But an exhaust, some other cosmetic things, along with some other small performance mods. And all in all, just have as much fun as we can with this car. Not on a tight budget, but on a budget. You know, we don't want to spend $10K making this car full-on track demon. That's not what we're going for with this build. Just a fun hatchback little go-kart, basically, that's kind of fun to toss around, but at the same time is still just as practical as a Honda Accord, Civic, or something like that. Especially with going off to college and looking to maybe try and keep this car for 4 to 5 years, it kind of just makes sense in this current point in time to keep this car, probably modify it a little bit. There's a train horn in the background, but keep this car, maybe modify it a little bit, just have fun with it, and all in all, yeah, I really can't say much more. I'm kind of just reiterating the same thing. But anyways, that is it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Slap a like on this video if you're excited for this build, or if you just really enjoyed the video. It helps me out a lot, and I really appreciate it. Also, while you're down there, subscribe to the channel. It's completely free and you can change your mind at any time. Not to mention the fact that it really helps out the channel and what we're trying to do here. And just consider every single time that you subscribe, you are helping the Veloster build. So, go ahead and subscribe. Again, it's free. You can change your mind at any time. And while you're down there, go ahead and comment, like I said earlier, on the mods that 1, you're excited for, 2, you want me to reconsider possibly, or 3, the most important one, I haven't considered. Modifications to this car that y'all really want to see me do that I didn't mention in this video or touch on at all, go ahead and comment those down below as well. But anyways, that's it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will see you in my next video. Peace.